You are listening to ADHD Support Talk Radio. ADHD Support Talk Radio is sponsored by ADDclasses.com. Sign up now for free online ADHD support resources by going to the website ADDclasses.com. ADHD Support Talk Radio is the longest running podcast specifically for adults with ADHD. My name is Tara McGillicuddy, and I am the co-host of ADHD Support Talk Radio. I am also the creator and founder of ADHD Support Talk Radio. I am a woman with ADHD. I have been involved in the online ADHD support community since 19 for almost 30 years. I can't believe it. All right, so today I'm here to talk to you about moving from stuck to taking action. And I know this is something that a lot of us with ADHD really relate to. Have you ever actually spent more time and energy focusing on getting started on a task than actually completing or making progress on the task? If you answered yes, which I know I really relate to that, then this episode is an episode you're going to want to listen to all the way through to the end. Okay, this is something a lot of us with ADHD relate to. We get stuck. We can't move. And sometimes it's because we're overwhelmed, because we don't really know the logical steps involved. Or there's so many steps involved, and that in itself overwhelms us. Sometimes there might be past negativity associated with either the task at hand or one like it that you had negative experiences with, so you get stuck. There are so many different reasons, but let's just focus on it's the fact that our brain is wired the way it is and experiences connected with that. All right, what not to do? Just saying, okay, I'm going to try harder. That does not work. What that does is it shuts your brain down even more. You get into that paralysis, that procrastination where you're just stuck, beating yourself up, which a lot of us with ADHD do. We don't even try to, it just sometimes the default setting in our mind. That is not going to help by beating yourself up. And sometimes the strategies that we've done before can help, but sometimes we get into that ADHD information overload where we may have read 101 books or articles or listened to 50 million webinars, podcast episodes, maybe not that many. So sometimes we logically know what's involved. It's part of that ADHD brain, the ADHD mindset, the ADHD experience, knowing how to do it, but there's a gap. There's that in between. So what does help? I think the first thing is stopping, taking a few deep breaths, maybe just for 30 seconds, stopping, putting a hand over your heart. If you're in a place where it's safe to do, close your eyes and in through the nose, out through the mouth, take 3 deep breaths in and out slowly. When you're in that ADHD paralysis, stop and breathe. That's the first thing. Take those few deep breaths in and out. Maybe also get into that feeling of gratitude. Instead of thinking about the 101 things going on, beating yourself up and all that, get into that feeling of gratitude. Think of something or someone you're grateful for and go beyond thinking about it. Tap into that feeling. You can't be overwhelmed and stressed and be in that feeling and energy of gratitude at the same time. That's impossible. And there's research that supports gratitude helps with productivity, it helps with emotions, it even helps you stay healthy with immunity. 1, breathe. 2, drop into that feeling and energy of gratitude. All right, what are other ways that can be helpful for you to get out of paralysis and into action? Sometimes just setting a timer. maybe 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, just starting. That can be helpful in just saying, I'm going to do it. Even I'm going to fight myself. I'm going to do something. Breaking your project or task down. This is a huge one. A lot of times people say, oh, I'm working on a task. In coaching or in my action sessions, I'll have people clarify, like, all right, what's involved? What does that actually mean? So many times people haven't realized there's a lot more involved in their project or task than they realize. They can break it down into a doable chunk. Say you have 5 minutes. Realistically, what can you get done in 5 minutes? If you have a table that's completely cluttered and has piles, maybe feet tall or inches tall or however high it is, in a 5 minute period, it may be realistic to remove 10 items off the table. And so maybe you're not just removing. What does removing mean? So maybe you're sorting through those 10 items. Maybe you're putting them in a home, throwing them away, donating them, whatever it is. So think about if you're going to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 25 minutes, what is doable for that time frame? Switch it around to a different mindset. Give yourself a time block. If you have a big project, what's doable for that? If this is something you can't do on your own, I talked about Chat GPT. You can go onto Chat GPT and type in, I'm working on a project. What is realistic for me with ADHD to actually accomplish in 25 minutes or 35 minutes? So this is when you really don't know and you say you haven't broken it down before. This is where something like ChatGPT can be an amazing help. Instead of going around in circles or whatever shape your mind goes in. I don't know if mine actually goes in a circle. Mine probably goes in a zigzag and a roller coaster instead of an actual, maybe more of a spiral. Go to ChatGPT and type it in. Body double, having somebody else working with you adds that energy and also some accountability. So we talked about 3 simple solutions, strategies that can help you get started. Setting that timer, breaking it down, working with a body double, having somebody else there. With that, I want to let you know about a new and improved service that I am offering. For the past 5+ years, I have been offering longer co-working sessions. When the world shut down in 2020, I was doing 2-hour sessions. After people started getting back to work, I chunked them down from 2 hours to 90 minutes. And what I'm finding over the past year or so, people are doing other things. They're not in front of their computer like they used to be. I went from doing the on demand, which can be helpful, but there's so much power in a live session. It's been hard to do 90 minutes. Not as many people are signing up. I find it hard because I have other things going on in my life to schedule 90 minutes to sit in front of the computer. What I have done is I have formatted them to 35-minute sessions working in 25-minute action blocks, only one block. What I've learned is a lot of times it's getting started that can be the most challenging. When people get started, do that first 25 minutes or whatever the action block is, they have that momentum, they have that motivation. So we're going to get started. I'm going to help you get started at the beginning. We're going to work in a group for 25 minutes, check in, share your successes. The first scheduled session for these new 25-minute formats or 4 sessions are March 18th, 2025. The first one is at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and the second one at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can go to either one, you can go to both. There's a surprise at the end to keep that motivation and communication going. I'll let you know at the end of the first or second session. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of ADHD Support Talk Radio. If you want to learn more about my 25-minute action sessions, or group co-working action sprints. You can click on the link in the description or go to taramcgillicuddy.com. I hope to see you at a future event. I hope to see you at my new action sprint or one of my other events. What do you think? Can you relate to what I'm saying on here? Let me know. Let us know. You can go to our Facebook group by searching ADHD Support Talk on Facebook or go to ADHDsupporttalk.com and it's under community. Also, if you're listening on YouTube, comment below. Let us know. Like I said, this is Tara McGillicuddy. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you at a future session.